What's happening around the world
and what's happening here at home. Good evening and a very warm welcome. You're watching Primetime News on TV1. I'm Peruni Karunaratna.
And I'm Sandru Ferdinando. Let's take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Academic qualifications can be submitted, but will take time. Speaker Ashoka Ranvala resigns to uphold public trust. SJB signs no confidence motion against Speaker. SLPP backs SJB's move. Offenders will face consequences regardless of rank or status. A statement from President Anura Kumara Dissanayake.
රට තුල විතරක් නෙවෙයි අපේ ආණ්ඩුව තුල කවර තරාතිරම කෙනෙක් වුණා යම් වැරද්දක් කරනවා ඒ වැරද්දට එරෙහිව ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගන්න අපිට පැකිලෙන්නේ නැහැ.
Parliament clarifies error in Minister Harshananane Kara's title. Steps taken to correct information. Members appointed to the Port City Economic Commission. President's Council Harsha Amarasekara to chair commission. 116 police officers from former President Mahinda Rajapaksha's security detail reassigned. Indian team becomes the world's youngest chess champion.
Of arrogance there. It absolutely...
Starting off with news here at home, Ashoka Ranvala has stepped down from his position as a Speaker of the Parliament.
In a statement, Ashoka Ranvala explained that his decision to resign from his position as Speaker of Parliament was prompted by recent concerns raised regarding his educational qualifications. He emphasized that he has never made any false claims about his academic background. However, he noted that some documents necessary to verify his qualifications are currently not in his possession, making it challenging to retrieve and present them from the relevant institutions. Ranvala added that he can obtain the required documents through the research institution affiliated with the Waseda University of Japan, where he earned his doctorate. He intends to provide these documents as soon as possible. Given the circumstances and to avoid causing any further inconvenience to the government and the public, Ranvala said that he felt it was best to step down from his role as Speaker of Parliament.
President Anura Kumara Dissanayake today emphasized that anyone, regardless of rank or status, will face consequences if they are found guilty of committing offences. The President expressed these views during a meeting with the heads of state media today. He said that the government will not allow the trust the people have placed in them to be undermined in any way.
දශක 7කට වඩා වැඩි කාලයක් අපේ රටේ ජනතාව විවිධ ආණ්ඩු පෙරළුවා විවිධ ආණ්ඩු පිහිටුවා.
For more than 7 decades, the people of this nation have built and dismantled various governments. At each of these turning points, the people have placed their hopes and expectations in the hands of those in power, seeking meaningful change. Sadly, time and again, previous administrations have overlooked these hopes, focusing instead on their own political interests. In response, during the recent elections, the people made it clear that they wanted a change in the political culture by giving us their trust and support. We firmly believe by that mandate. We are fully committed to protecting the trust placed in us, and we will do everything in our power to ensure it is never betrayed. If anyone, anywhere in this country violates the law, we will act swiftly and appropriately. This applies to all, including those within our own government, regardless of rank or status. If a member of our administration is found to have committed an offence, we will take the necessary steps without hesitation. This is a promise we have made to the people. At the same time, we will not make hasty decisions. We are committed to taking the time needed to make well-informed, thoughtful choices. The trust that the people have placed in us is priceless, and if we fail to uphold it, the future of our political system is at risk. So throughout our time in office, we will continue to reaffirm our dedication to protecting the people's trust. Our actions will speak louder than words. We will honor and respect that trust in everything we do. If anyone in our administration commits offences, we will take immediate steps to address it. Our commitment to integrity and accountability remains unwavering.
එම ජනවරමේ පීඩා කටයුතු කරන බවත් අපි තහවුරු කළ යුතුයි. ඒ නිසා කවර හෝ කෙනෙක් වැරද්දක් කොට තිබෙනවා නම් එයට නිවැරදිම තීරණය ගන්න අපි පසුබට වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ සඳහා කටයුතු කරන අපි බැඳිලා ඉන්නවා.
The no confidence motion against Speaker Ashoka Ranvala was signed today at the opposition leader's office in Colombo.
The no-confidence motion includes several allegations against current Speaker Ashoka Ranwala, including claims that he misled the public and the government by falsely asserting that he holds a doctorate. According to the no-confidence motion, these actions have violated the Code of Conduct for members of Parliament.
අද අපි විශ්වාස භංගය අත්සන් කිරීමේ කටයුතු ආරම්භ කරා විපක්ෂ නායකතුමාගේ අත්සන ලබාගෙන ඒ වගේම සෙසු විරුද්ධ පක්ෂ සමගත් සාකච්ඡා කරනවා ඒ අයව දැනුවත් කරලා අපි විශ්වාස භංගය ඉදිරි දිනයකදී බාර දීමට කටයුතු කරනවා.
දැන් ඔබතුමාලට මේ විශ්වාස භංගය දිනනවා කියලා විශ්වාසයක් නැහැනේ.
ඔක උනානේ අර හොර බෙහෙජ්ජනල්ලා බාල බෙහෙජ්ජනල්ලා ඒ අස්සම් කරපු අයට ඡන්දෙ දුන්න අයට ජනතාව සැලකුවානේ ඒකම ඉස්සරහට වෙයි.
ජනාධිපතිතුමා අද උදේ කියලා තියෙනවා කවුරු හරි වැරද්දක් කරලා තියෙනවා නම් තරාතිරම නොබලා කටයුතු කරනවා කියලා ඉතින්.
හරි බොහොම හොඳයි. දැන් මම හිතන්නේ පොලිමත් තියෙන විත්තිය පේනවා මට. ඉතින් එක එක අපි ගන්නවා එක එක ගන්නවා. මම හිතන්නේ බොරුකාරයෝ ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් පිරිසුදු කරන්න වෙනවා පාර්ලිමේන්තුව.
The Samagi Jana Balavekya signed the no-confidence motion after the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna yesterday said that they would move a no-confidence motion against the Speaker.
Will the SLPP support the SJB's motion?
Executive Committee member of the SLPP Lawyers Association Ravindra Jaisingha commented on the matter during a media briefing today.
Both inside and outside of Parliament, we are ready to work with the opposition to tackle the country's most important issues. The no-confidence motion essentially means a loss of trust in the Speaker. People are questioning his educational qualifications, and if these concerns turn out to be valid, it would mean that the trust placed in him as Speaker has been broken. In such a case, it's necessary for a no-confidence motion to be brought forward in Parliament. As the SLPP, we are ready to step up and provide leadership on this issue.
ඒකට අපි නායකත්වය දෙන්න පොදු ජන පෙරමුණ විදියට සූදානම්.
Acting Director of Legislative Services and Director of Communications of Parliament, Jailat Pereira, said that the process of rechecking and updating the information of all members of Parliament on the Parliament website is currently underway. In the statement, Parliament clarified the use of the title Doctor before the name of the Minister of Justice and National Integration, Attorney Harshana Nanayakara, on the Parliament website. Jailat Pereira said that Attorney Harshana Nanayakara has not indicated holding a doctorate in the information provided to Parliament, and the appearance of the title Doctor before the Minister's name was a result of an error in entering the relevant data. Accordingly, steps have been taken to rectify this mistake. He also expressed deepest regret for the inconvenience caused to the Minister of Justice and National Integration, Attorney Harshana Nanayakara. Deputy Speaker Dr. Mohammad Rizvi Salih has posted a note on his Facebook account. Quote,
I believe it is essential to maintain trust and accountability in leadership. In that spirit, I wish to share my professional qualifications openly. I hold an MBBS degree from Nishtar Medical College in Multan, Pakistan, completed in 1986, and a diploma in laryngo-otorhinology from the University of Colombo. I am a registered medical practitioner with the Sri Lanka Medical Council and have practiced medicine for 38 years. My career began in government service, where I worked in various hospitals across the provinces and in Colombo. After 12 years of public service, I transitioned to general medical practice to continue serving the community in a broader capacity. By sharing my qualifications, I aim to reaffirm the confidence of the people who have placed their trust in me.
End quote.
116 police officers from former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's security detail were removed and reassigned today.
Before leaving the premises, the officers were seen posing for a group photograph with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa at his official residence in Vijayarama Mawatha in Colombo.
වසර ගණනාවක් සිටි වැදගත් ආරක්ෂකයන් 116 දෙනෙක් එකවර ඉවත් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඇත්තටම මේ නිලධාරීන් 116 දෙනා ඉවත් කිරීම.
A total of 116 key security personnel, many of whom have served with us for years, have been removed all at once. This sudden action is raising concerns that there may be a larger conspiracy at play. Even those who were responsible for inspecting food for former President Mahinda Rajapaksa during the LTTE period have now been reassigned. This is creating doubt in us. Is an environment being created that could pose a threat to the life of former President Rajapaksa? The actions of the current government and its administration are deeply troubling, and the situation is growing more serious by the day. On the 4th of May 2017, the current president made a significant statement in Parliament. We must ask him, have once stood in Parliament to protect President Mahinda Rajapaksa, whether he has forgotten those words now that he is president himself. This decision needs to be urgently reconsidered as it poses a serious threat to the safety of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
මේ තීරණය වහාම හකුලන්න මේක විශේෂයෙන්ම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ජනාධිපතිතුමාගේ ජීවිතයට බරපතල තර්ජනයක්.
However, this is what former Minister of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Government Chandana Veratna had to say.
වර්තමාන ජනාධිපතිතුමාටත් ලොකු ආරක්ෂාවක් නැහැ. ඒ වගේම කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයේ
The current president does not have an extensive security detail, nor do the cabinet ministers or MPs from the NPP receive special security. However, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has been provided with security and his entire security detail has not been withdrawn. The country remains peaceful and there are no significant concerns regarding national security. The government is actively monitoring the situation. We believe the level of security provided to former President Mahinda Rajapaksa is adequate.
රාජපක්ෂ හිටපු ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ප්‍රමාණවත් ආරක්ෂාවක් දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒක අපි හිතනවා රජයක් හැටියට ඒ ආරක්ෂාව ප්‍රමාණවත් කියලා.
Meanwhile, the police say that the security of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has not been compromised. Releasing a statement, the police said that in addition to the police, military personnel have also been deployed for the security of the former president. The statement issued by the police media division says that the committee appointed to review and decide on the requirement of security personnel for VIPs has conducted an security assessment reports of the former presidents and the expenditure incurred by the police. The police said that it has been observed that the annual expenditure of the police officers assigned to cover the security affairs of former presidents is 1.1 billion rupees. The statement reveals that over 326 million rupees is spent annually on the security of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. A decision has also been taken to revise the number of security personnel for all former presidents, including Mahinda Rajapaksa, limiting it to 60 officers, and a committee regularly assesses security needs and calls for evaluation reports to adjust the number of officers accordingly. And military personnel have also been deployed for the security of former presidents, and the statement further highlights a shortage of 24,000 officers in Sri Lanka Police for general duties. To address this, reducing the number of officers assigned for the security of VIPs would allow redeployment for critical duties such as crime suppression. The police emphasize that the security of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has not been compromised as military personnel supplement to the reduced police presence. Meanwhile, India's Ministry of External Affairs has announced that President Anura Kumar Dissanayake will undertake a 3-day official visit to India on Sunday. During the visit, the President is set to participate in several bilateral discussions.
This announcement is in regard to the visit of the President of Sri Lanka to India. President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Mr. Anura Kumara Dissanayake, will visit India on a state visit on 15 to 17 December 2024. This will be the first visit of President Dissanayake to India after the recently concluded presidential and parliamentary elections in Sri Lanka. During the visit, President of Sri Lanka will meet Rashtrapati Ji and also hold discussions with Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on bilateral, regional and international issues of mutual interest. President of Sri Lanka will also be participating in a business event in Delhi, and thereafter he will also visit Bodh Gaya. The visit of President Dissanayake to India shall further strengthen the multifaceted and mutually beneficial cooperation between the two countries.
The Colombo Fraud Investigation Bureau presented details in court today regarding 7 complaints filed by the National Election Commission. The Bureau informed the court that investigations have been initiated against a group of presidential election candidates and their representatives who failed to submit expenditure reports as required under the Regulation of Election Expenditure Act.
The Colombo Fraud Investigation Bureau revealed it has launched investigations into a group of candidates and their representatives from the recent presidential election who failed to submit their income and expenditure reports as required under the Regulation of Election Expenditure Act No. 3 of 2023. Candidates and their representatives were obligated to submit reports detailing their election-related expenses to the Election Commission by the 13th of October. However, the Bureau reported that some have yet to comply, constituting an offence under the Act. The Bureau requested the court to set a date for updates on the investigation, and the court scheduled the next progress report for the 14th of March.
News First with the people.
A pilot program to neuter the torque macaque population, which has been causing significant crop damage, was launched today in the Matale district.
The goal of this Trap Neuter Return initiative is to mitigate crop destruction by the torque macaques. A total of 4.5 million rupees has been allocated for this pilot project, which, if successful, will be expanded nationwide. Under the program, the torque macaques will be captured using traps, then sent to Giritale for neutering. Afterwards, they will be returned to their original locations. Today, 28 torque macaques were captured by wildlife officers in the Matale district and transported to Giritale for the neutering process.
இது பெரிய பிரச்சனை உண்டாயிக்குது எங்களுக்கு ஒரு மரம் ஒன்றில் காய் ஒன்று வைக்கலாம் அதை வந்து தின்னுது ஊடு ஒன்று இப்போ ஆத்திர அவசரத்துக்கு எங்கள் சரி வெளியே போகலாம் கூரையில் கேறி கூரைகளுக்கால உள்ளுக்கு போய்த்து ஊட்டுகளுக்கு ஜரா அடிக்குது அதுவல்
අපේ පොල් ඉඩම් වල සම්පූර්ණ පොල් කඩලා දානවා කලට පිටින්ම වගාවන් ඔක්කොම විනාශ කරලා තියෙනවා කිසිම එළවලු කොටුවක් අපිට තියාගන්න බෑ ගෙවල් වල වහල් වලට පනිනවා ඒතකොට උළු ගලවනවා ඒ විදිහට අපේ ගෙවල් එහෙම සම්පූර්ණ තෙමෙනවා ලොකු කරදරයක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ දැනට අරන් තියෙන තීරණය ගැන ගොඩක් සතුටු වෙනවා.
Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala said that the government is committed to finding sustainable solutions to the problems posed by wild elephants and other wildlife.
කෙටි කාලීනම අපි යම් යම් ක්‍රියාමාර්ග කරන් තියෙනවා ජනයාගේ ජීවිත දේපල සහ උන්ගේ වගාබිම් ආරක්ෂා කරගන්න.
We have taken several short-term measures to protect the lives of the public, their property and their farmlands. The discussions are underway and even the Ministry of Agriculture has appointed a committee of experts to look into this matter. Steps will be taken to provide a sustainable solution to this problem. We have implemented a short-term measure in order to protect the public. We are not blaming the Department of Wildlife because even they are currently facing many challenges. We will allocate the necessary funds from the upcoming budget and will sustainably intervene in the problem of wild elephants or other wildlife. We are working for it in the 2025 budget. We are also committed to a combined program that integrates all possible related institutions. However, this problem is far from simple and has become highly complicated.
මේ ගැටලුවත් හැකියක්ම විසඳනවා හැබැයි ගැටලුව සරල එකක් නෙමෙයි අතිශය සංකීර්ණ කරපු ගැටලුවක්.
Administrative Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Renuka Pereira lodged a complaint with the Human Rights Commission of Sri Lanka today, alleging his illegal arrest and the seizure of his mobile phone by the Criminal Investigation Department.
Administrative Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Renuka Pereira was arrested by the Criminal Investigation Department on the 5th of December in Kotikawatha. The arrest was reportedly based on allegations of circulating false information and videos on Facebook related to the Mavirar Day commemorations of the LTTE, which is a proscribed organization. Following his arrest, Renuka Pereira was produced before court and later released on bail.
ඔවුන් මාගේ ජංගම දුරකථනය ඔවුන්ගේ බාරයට ගත්තා.
They took my cell phone into custody, but it has not been returned to me to this day. My phone is essential for handling the party's political affairs, as well as my personal and professional matters. I filed this issue to the court, and today I also brought it to the attention of the Human Rights Commission. Furthermore, I must emphasize that no officers were in uniform during the arrest. They entered my home dressed in civilian clothing, which was illegal. In my view, the police action was unlawful.
මේ පොලිසිය විසින් නීත්‍යානුකූල නොවන ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයක් ගත්තා කියන එකයි මගේ අදහස. නෑ අපි කෙදිරි ගෑවේ නෑනේ. ඔවුන් කියපු දෙයට අපි කෙලින්ම ගියා.
Welcome back to the news. Continuing in more local news, President Anura Kumara Dissanayake has officially appointed members to the Port City Economic Commission.
The official letters of appointment to the new members of the Port City Economic Commission were handed over to the members by the Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumar Nayaka at the President's office today. Accordingly, President's Counsel Harsha Amrasekara has been appointed as the Chairman of the Port City Economic Commission. The other appointed members are Damien Amal Cabral, Mohan Ray Abewardana, Sanjay Kulatunga and Dr. Harsha Subasinghe.
The Colombo Stock Exchange's ASPI recorded a new all-time high today.
The Newsfirst Finance Report.
The all-share price index, or the ASPI, of the Colombo Stock Exchange recorded an all-time high, closing at 14,205.34 points. The ASPI increased by 169.53 points, surpassing yesterday's record of 14,035.81 points. The S&P SL20 was recorded at 4,244.45 points. According to the Colombo Stock Exchange, a turnover of 6.1 billion rupees was recorded at the close of trading today.
The Newsfirst Finance Report.
Think tank Verite research reveals that corruption in government tenders is causing Sri Lanka to lose a significant amount every year.
A new report by Verite Research reveals that corruption in government tender procurements is causing Sri Lanka an estimated annual loss of around 1% of its GDP. Based on the country's 2023 procurement expenditure, the think tank estimates that this loss amounts to approximately 300 billion rupees. Verite Research assessed 34 public authorities in 2024 and found that only 5 of them published complete and up-to-date tender notices. Just 2 authorities disclosed full information about the winners of tenders. The study also points out that less than 35% of tenders are being published online by public authorities.
Welcome back. You're watching Primetime News on TV1. The book launch of Bradley Emerson's Awaken was held in Colombo.
Bradley Emerson's latest book, Awaken, was launched in Colombo yesterday.
I was listening to one of my own podcasts which I recorded during the lockdowns about the violence against Islamic Brethren. I was saying, how many more lives should we lose before we find humanity? And my son was he was on the bed and I heard him crying so loud. And I looked at him and he hugged me and said, that hurts. Then I realized the power of genuine feeling that could reach out to people. It's a calling. Whatever we do in life is a calling, and whenever I talk to people, talk to children, I tell them, we could have been anything, anywhere at this moment of time. And there's a reason why we are here in Sri Lanka in this moment of time.
The event was attended by industry leaders and other key stakeholders.
Gateway College's annual musical show Applause 26 was held yesterday.
Applause 26, the A to Z of music. Song, rhyme and dance, a musical extravaganza organised by the Gateway College was held in Colombo yesterday. The concert featured a vibrant showcase of Broadway hits to cherish Sri Lankan classics.
We wanted to do a combined Gateway Schools production, and then I suggested, why don't we take 25 musicals, distribute it amongst the 5 schools and give items to each one, bring in Sinhala and Tamil as well, because of the holistic approach that Gateway has towards education, even though it's an international school, and it became a huge success. And so then we decided that the word applause was our franchise. And then we decided every 2 years we will do an applause. So this time applause 26, and that's why I chose the letters of the alphabet. And in 2026 it will be applause 27.
Who missed the Colombo premiere, the production team is set to travel to Kandy for a grand showcase at the Gateway College Kandy on the 15th of December at 6:30 p.m.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka launched the 59th Tax Awards 2024 yesterday.
CA Sri Lanka launched the 59th TAG Awards 2024 themed The Digital Edge, Enriching Corporate Reporting Excellence yesterday in Colombo.
CA Sri Lanka and this particular event of tax awards have been a great tool to forge and foster unique corporate culture of Sri Lanka and develop capital market and to support growth of individual companies here in this beautiful island nation of Sri Lanka. Role of the corporate information disclosure is, needless to say, very huge in enhancement of their corporate value and growth. It bridges corporate and investors and stakeholders with trust and confidence. Let me tell you a little bit about Japanese situation with regard to the information disclosure of corporates.
The event was attended by many, including guests, nominees and awardees.
Did you know we have a hummingbird with us tonight?
French President Emmanuel Macron today named François Bayrou as his new Prime Minister.
The new Prime Minister will replace Michel Barnier, who resigned last week after far-right and left-wing lawmakers voted to topple his government, plunging France into its second major political crisis in 6 months. Barnier stepped down after just 3 months in office, the shortest tenure of any Prime Minister in modern French history. The vote 331 in support of no confidence, well above the 288 needed to approve it, deals a heavy blow to President Emmanuel Macron, who named Barnier as Prime Minister in September after snap elections in which no single party won a legislative majority. Under the French constitution, new elections cannot be held until next summer, a year after the last legislative elections. Following June-July parliamentary elections, the National Assembly, France's powerful lower house of parliament, is divided into three major blocs: the New Popular Front, Macron's centrist allies, and the far-right National Rally Party. None of them won an outright majority.
Indian teenager Gukesh Domaraju shocked the world of chess last night when he became the youngest world champion at the age of just 18.
I want to become the world champion.
Gukesh, who had dreamt of becoming the world champion since the age of 12, fulfilled his vision 6 years later at the FIDE World Chess Championship Singapore 2024 in Singapore. In a thrilling final, Gukesh faced off against reigning champion Ding Liren from China, who had previously claimed the title. Despite being ranked 5th in the world, Gukesh was the underdog in the final match, with Ding Liren holding the 23rd spot in the tournament's rankings. The match began with Ding Liren, the defending champion, making the first move. However, Gukesh's unconventional strategy caught him by surprise, putting the champion on the back foot. With his bold and creative moves, Gukesh challenged Ding's defense, forcing the world champion to abandon his usual strategy and rely on past experiences. But it was too late. In the critical 55th round, Ding made an uncharacteristic blunder and Gukesh seized the opportunity to take control. The final score, 7.5 for 6.5, sealed Gukesh's victory, crowning him as the youngest chess world champion in history.
One dynasty ends and a new one begins.
His remarkable achievement earned him a prize of $1.3 million. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed Gukesh's victory, praising the dedication and hard work that led to his success. Modi said this is the result of his unparalleled talent, hard work and unwavering determination, extending his heartfelt congratulations to the young chess prodigy.
Sri Lanka is a treasure trove of hidden talents, particularly in the realm of sports.
Newsfirst got an opportunity to sit down for an exclusive interview with Sri Lanka's snooker and billiard champion Taha Irshad.
We leave you tonight with this edition of The Known Unknown with Pudmen Amadivakar.
Good night.
Hello and welcome to Known Unknown. During the past few months, we brought you details and stories about people, individuals who have achieved a lot for Sri Lanka, who achieved a lot by doing something they love to do. And with me right now is also a person like that. He's 23 years old. He is the national snooker champion. He's a national billiards champion. And he's also the national six reds champion. He has also been the world number 3 in snooker. He's none other than Taha Irshad. Taha, I believe there are a lot of achievements that we can speak about, right? I mean, the trophies here speaks a lot. So, what have you achieved for Sri Lanka?
So, I'm currently the Sri Lankan national champion in snooker, I'm the current Sri Lankan national champion in billiards, and I'm the Sri Lankan national champion in six res as well. This is the first time in history Sri Lankan has won all 3 championships in a single calendar year. So they actually call that a triple crown title, and so I'm the first triple crown champion of Sri Lanka. I've also become the world under 21 number 3. So I've also become the world number 5 in the men's category of snooker, and I've also been selected for the World Games, and I'm also the first Sri Lankan to ever make a 147 maximum break. That's the highest points you can make in a snooker frame. So that's a couple of the achievements I've made.
Wow, Taha, I believe this is a snooker table, right?
The snooker table.
Snooker table. So I have never experienced this environment before. So this is the first time that I'm going to experience this as well. So before we go for that challenge. In every person's life, there is a moment where you feel like, okay, this is where I should do something new. What is that moment that you felt like? As an example, you are 23 years old, right? So at this time, another 23-year-old might be studying or might be doing a job. But you chose to do billiards, snooker. So what was that moment?
My main inspiration is my idol, Cristiano Ronaldo. To be honest, right after my A-levels finished, we had my first national tournament. I became the youngest national champion in history. So that is the point when I realized that maybe this is my calling. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to do.
Taha, there will be a lot of youngsters who will be watching this, a lot of parents. I think you are a different character. You have proved that by being different, you can, inspire a generation, inspire the younger generation by being different. So what is the message that you can give to the younger generation of Sri Lanka?
The message I like to give is, do what you love. Love what you do.